Good day. It's a chilly one today. It's only about 0 right now. And a bit of a blustery wind. I am at Lois Hole Provincial Park. Been here before, but I wanted to walk somewhere close to home, but that had some nature as part of it. So basically we're just going to take this gravel trail, head into the meadow, hit the tree line and go into the bush and kind of stick to the south side of the big lake. Be interesting to see how much it's receded without any real rain in the last month or so. The summertime started out real rainy and I thought it was going to be a banner year for moisture, but then now everything's dried up again. So let's see where the day takes us. Last time I was here I walked all the way as far south as you could and then did the lake over that way and came back through this tree line and kind of got lost in there, in that I couldn't get back to this trail and I ended up all the way to the north, practically walking through the wetland area, and came out at the very north trail that takes you to St. Albert. I'll try not to make that mistake again today. Along this tree line the wind doesn't feel so bad. Time to get winterized again, but I think it's supposed to be like 17 degrees again later in the week. Mind you, I checked that 2 or 3 days ago, and you know weather predictions. You cannot count on them. It's nice to have a career where you're paid to be wrong. Little ASMR here for you. Into the meadow now. Last time I was out here, it was mostly cyclists taking this meadow trail. Not many people here today. Not sure if the cool air is keeping them away, but stay away for me. I got my nice new quilted, well, in Canada we call them a dickie because that's the brand name, but mine is the vice grip garage version of a quilted fleece. And I was walking up a hill there, so I'm a little out of breath, and I was wondering if this was going to be too warm today, but I think it's going to be just right. I like this one though because it's got snaps and a zipper. My Vice Grip Garage is one of my favoriteest YouTubers. He does a lot of vehicle restoration, well, not restorations, revivals, I guess. Pulls things out of tree rows and gets them running. Getting merchandise though from these YouTubers is expensive for us in Canada. By the time you pay the shipping and the US dollar, almost untouchable from a price perspective for what you're getting. I probably could have got this jacket for, I don't know, 75 bucks in Canada, something similar anyways, and I ended up, I'm sure by the time I got it I was into it for about 150 bucks. I think that was after the exchange, but can't remember now. My fingers are actually getting cold. I debated whether I needed some thin gloves on, but alas, I ignored that. Okay, we're at the edge of the meadow, and straight through takes us to 137th Avenue. But I'm going to, I think, continue to follow this tree line. Okay, walking into that wind, I'm really feeling the wind chill. And my left eye keeps leaking as the wind blows through it. We'll go down in a bit of a gully there, and hopefully it'll be a little less windy down there. Sun trying to make a break for it out of the clouds. We really love our temperature extremes here. Thursday it was 23. Today, 0. Okay, we can head into the trees here and get a little shelter. Few creaking trees in there. Keep your ears peeled. You look at these trees and fall is pretty much done from the leaves falling off the trees perspective anyways. Didn't take long. This part of the trail is a little bit rooty, so careful not to trip, I say to myself. Okay, why do you think somebody has marked these trees? Let's just have a quick look. See if it's somebody's personal hidey hole or what. Or maybe it has some kind of meaning that I am not aware of, but there's no real place to hunker down in there, so a mystery for the ages, or for today. Here we are, where forest meets urban. Okay, this will take us into a abandoned well site, and we can carry back along and get close to the lake, I think. Okay, if we go that way, that'll hit the tree line paralleling the trail close to the parking lot. But let's go continue into the forest here. Definitely more pleasant in here with the trees blocking the wind. Bit of a low spot here, so underneath the leaves is some unexpected mush. Nothing we can't handle. When I came through here in late spring, there was all kinds of raspberries budding, and I thought to myself, I gotta come back out here in the summer and pick some. Never did. My loss. we shall go right towards the lake. Trail's getting a little narrower and rougher, but it's certainly still easy enough to traverse. Certainly nice and isolated through here, even though the city is just over the hill. A little slippy here. We did have a bunch of rain yesterday, but wouldn't say a lot, but enough to just make this gooey. Back into the meadow again, or a meadow. Big lake is just over there. We had our first sprinkle of snow last night, and it was literally just a sprinkle. Enough to put some snow on the patio furniture, letting you know it's time to put it away. I wonder when we'll get snow this year. Last year, I think I was able to walk pretty much all through November, and there was no snow yet. There's Big Lake. Let's see if it's dried out enough over here that we can walk close to it. The edges are all pretty marshy, so it's probably unlikely. We'll give it a try. Taking steps gingerly here just in case I hit a bog, but there is some kind of trail here that's, I don't know if it's human or animal, but it's getting us close to the lake. Some big white birds out there. I wonder if they're pelicans. Hard to tell at this distance. They're bigger than seagulls, that's for sure. Long necks. I don't know if we get swans around here too. I don't see big beaks, but they're kind of swimming away from me. I think when I was here in the late spring, the water was up to here. Everything receded pretty good, or pretty bad, depending on how you look at it. Well, let's carry off and follow the lake along that tree line for a bit, and then maybe we'll start making our way back. I might be a little overconfident in this tall grass that I'm not going to sink up to my ankle. But I think it's dried out. This big slough here has still got some water in it. Look at this long grass, wow. Okay, let's get back on the trail. I've been pressing my luck here walking through this grass. Back on the main path. As per usual, I should have been out here earlier today, but I actually slept in. I must have been tired. I didn't get up until 8:15 or something. That's usually an hour and a half later than I normally get up. Did the stairs yesterday, so maybe that tuckered me out. So that sign says Lois Hole Provincial Park boundary. So not sure whose land we're walking on here. If it's just crown land or what. There weren't any no trespassing signs. Do I go up there? Let's keep following the lake for a bit longer. Got some deadlines today, so can't be out here all day. This part of the trail is still visible. Not used by a lot of people though, by the look of it. The grasses along here are about 4 feet high. Well, I'm about 4 kilometers in. Just about time to start scaling that hill. There was a couple gradual paths heading up the hill. The last one I took when I was down here before was like a 45-degree angle. I felt like I was climbing the flat face of a mountain. Old tin can with bullet holes in it. Seen quite a few tires down here too. Yeah, so climbing that hill was not that fun that day. I might just double back and pick up one of those less steep hills going up. The junk that's just kind of left behind in the trees. A lot of this stuff looks like it's been here forever. The metal stuff anyways. Don't know about this bucket. An old bucket of paint by the look of it. Why do people have to be people? Okay, that's the one I climbed up the last time. I don't think I'm going to do that. But I think I'm at the end of it. Oh no, I can go the trail this way. Maybe there's a less steep one beyond here. If not, I'll have to go back. Thought I heard somebody in the trees coughing. Kind of freaked me out a bit. It was probably just a tree moving around. This would be spooky in the dark. See that? It's creaking and groaning and it's ready to break. Best to move away from that. Well, this is interesting. What's left of somebody's outhouse. And an old shack in the woods. Gotta watch for nails. Says the devil is upstairs. No, I'm not. I'm down here. Interesting. Somebody's long forgotten cabin. Looks like it might have been a fairly solid shack in its day. Now it is giving in to the forest and graffitiers. Well, an interesting find in the forest. Well, let's carry on a little ways further. See if there's anything else we can find. I didn't walk this far west when I came out here the last time, so didn't discover that then. This looks like it might have been the road to get to it at one time. You never know what you're going to find until you go off the beaten path. Well, this seems much easier to get out of the valley part than that steep hill. Just have a little peek over here, but I really need to start heading back towards the car. Yeah, there isn't any real well-defined paths in here. So I'm just going to start heading east again. I was heading basically directly west from the Lois Hole parking lot. I'm always leery coming up upon an old shack like that. You never know if you're invading somebody's hidey hole. The way the roof was and how open the sides were, it weren't sheltering you for much though. So it just became a novelty to put graffiti on. Okay, this brought us out to Hawks Ridge. That's where I have walked before, where there's a stormwater area, and then I walk up in behind the houses. And let's see if we can still parallel this development. I think beyond that area is still a farmer's field. Okay, they've already extended the path this way. Would connect up to the one that's paralleling the ravine and the lake area. More new houses going in everywhere. Okay, let's pop up in here and follow the tree line. Oh, where does that go? Well, let's find out. This is technically heading back, so could be people's driveways from 80 years ago where the houses no longer exist. Just guessing. But this road was here for something. Well, nothing exciting so far. Just basically taking us to the farmer's field here. Fairly good view of Big Lake there. In that dry area. And then more Big Lake off in the distance. This is the hill I came up last time. That wasn't fun. Pretty up here. Suppose it won't be long until this is sold off and turned into housing development. It's unfortunate. Edmonton's seen a lot of growth in the last 5 years, and it's been pretty much unsustainable. That's mainly from our federal government letting everybody and anybody in, whether they're vetted or not. And these people need places to live. I think that was the other one I was considering coming up, but whatevs. I found another way. Don't think my pace will be very good today. It's been kind of a stumbly walk, but I'm sure I'll do all right. Ooh, doggy, that wind has really picked up. Let's pick up the pace here and get back into the trees. A couple hawks hunting around here. I just saw a rodent of some kind ditching it along grass there, so maybe they were tracking it. Either that or he's tracking me. You can't have my hat. From this distance, I'm 90% sure those are all pelicans out there. Big white birds. Can't see their beaks, but just the way their neck is shaped. And when they take off, that big wingspan flapping. Legs are getting a little tired now. Sometimes we've got to work past our limitations, though. Yesterday, of course, doing the stairs was always a bit of a tougher day. But if I can be boastful, I can say it's a slight bit easier. I don't seem to wake up with a lot of aches and pains anymore, just the odd random one. Okay, I almost feel like I'm going crazy or something. I was walking along and I heard a distinct beep. It wasn't from my phone and it wasn't from my camera. Somebody help me. And make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, all those good things. Just in case I get dragged off into the woods, at least my legacy will live on. Okay. That's the path there that we took. And we'll carry on this way and get into the trees over there that'll end up paralleling the parking lot. Okay, that part is closed. So I need to hit that bridge again that I already crossed. Ooh, she's mushy down here. Trying to stay out of some of the mud. Okay, I think that's the way I came down. Let's just go into this way a little bit. I've done this before and this is where I kind of got off track and ended up near the marsh, or practically in the marsh. I just have to make sure when there's an opportunity to go right, I take it. Weird looking little growth on that tree. That one too. Pretty trippy through here, lots of roots. And I mean trippy in the balance sense, not far out, man. Still haven't hit that right-hand turn yet. Seems like it's been going on forever here. And stumbling. That's what happens when I try and talk and walk at the same time. Passed a guy, oh, I don't know, probably my age. He was wearing kind of a camouflage military jacket with a poppy on it. And I thought, if that's what they're going into war with, I saw him, plain as day. It's not really a camouflage jacket. Okay, chance to go right here. But I think I did this before. Coming up to a sign over there so I can be able to see where I am. Okay, we're right here. Last time I was here, I took all this trail and ended up way over here in the wetlands. Today I'm just gonna cut off to the right there on the Porcupine Trail, hit the Meadow Trail, and then back to the parking lot. Probably enough for me today. We are just paralleling the meadow over there, but sticking to the trees. Boy, I'm getting clumsy right now. Ankles are getting tired. Okay, let's bust out of the forest and hit the gravel trail again. We're almost back to the parking lot over there. I didn't trust myself to stay in the trees and not remember to pop out here. I think if I'd stayed on the trail in the trees that I was on, I probably would have popped out here somewhere. Oh well, this is just as good. Well, there's the Jeep over there. Let's get to it and see how we did today. Okay, that was 8.3 kilometers in 2 hours. So not my best pace, obviously. And didn't have my watch on, so I don't know how many steps I did. But 8 kilometers is usually what? I don't know, 10 or 12,000 steps for me? Can't remember now. So yeah, my pace was way off, but stumbling through the forest there and then stopping to poke around that abandoned cabin was all kind of neat too. So a good walk until the next one. Oh yeah, and I pondered if my fleece was going to be too much for today, but it was just right. I'm sweating a bit, but it kept the wind off of me, and it was perfect for 0-degree weather. I don't know about anything any colder. I might need a liner underneath it, but it was a good choice after all.